I would like to start this video by giving a big round of applause to Chris Bumstead, the GOAT of Classic Physique. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Man, I saw it coming, man. I was actually at the gym this morning talking to a good friend of mine, a guy who's also a good friend of Chris Bumstead, saying that if I was a judge, judging by what I saw in pictures and what I love in physiques, I'd have Chris Bumstead beating Martin Fitzwater. However, the judges, not only did Martin win, he won bigly. Like, he won by a lot. It wasn't even close. And I'll explain to you why. I will explain to you why. But before I explain to you why, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, go to TigerFitness.com, get these. I came out with this shirt 3 years ago. First one, use Make America Healthy Again. They're at TigerFitness.com. Go to the search bar, type in Maha shirt, M-A-H-A shirt. It'll pop right up. Anyway, guys, so here's what I saw. Chris Bumstead, he didn't have time to really grow into the show. So you can't say that Chris couldn't grow and develop into an Olympia champion open bodybuilder. We can't say that definitively, but we can say, looking at the pictures, and pictures only show you one thing. I'll give you an example. Phil Heath in pictures. You'd look at him, you put him against Kai and other bodybuilders, you'd be like, oh, that's close. But when you're in person, Phil has this magical 3D-like appearance of his muscles that is unparalleled. So judging by even sitting in the audience in the 15th row versus sitting at the judging table, looking up at these guys, you're seeing many different things, a whole different perspective of what is actually happening with these bodybuilders. So Chris Bumstead has that beautiful tiny waist, beautiful physique, perfect symmetry, and that's great. But when you look at Martin Fitzwater, especially when they turned around, that's when you could see it the most. Just so much more thickness in the back. You're looking at what? 6'1" versus 5'7". You're looking at the same weight on different heights. So the thickness is so apparent in side shots and in back shots that if bodybuilding was simply about what Classic Physique is about, which is taking a weight and a height, and filling it with as much muscle as possible while keeping the lines and the symmetry and all the beautiful things that go with Classic, then Chris Bumstead would win by a lot. But when you're looking at open bodybuilding, where you have no restrictions, no limitations, I don't care how tall you are, I want you to put as much muscle as humanly possible on that physique. As much muscle as humanly possible in that height limit that you have, which is as much, it's infinite, right? Martin placed fourth at the Mr. Olympia and brought a chiseled. He was actually, in my opinion, better condition than Chris. Now, Chris was able to get that condition for Classic because he had to. No matter if he lost muscle or fat or water, he had to meet that weight. However, with the lid blown off, Chris is like, well, to compete with Martin, I need to be as big as possible. So with that, he sacrificed a lot of the silly ass conditioning he had for the Olympia. So looking at this show, looking at the physiques, everybody in the comments, from RX Muscle to bodybuilders on border like Bumstead by a model, Bumstead. I didn't do any videos about that despite watching this the whole way through because I wanted to kind of see if my prediction came true. And that is that regardless of the beautiful symmetry, regardless of the perfect proportions, bodybuilding is a different animal. It's about the most muscle possible while still maintaining as good of a shape, symmetry, small waist as possible. And Martin is such a good bodybuilder. He combines all that beautiful, insane mass with a small waist. A very small waist, considering how much mass he packs. Also, you saw in the leg shots, Martin's legs, from his hamstring sweep to his quad separation to his glutes, they were just bigger, fuller, more dense. So when I look at this show, I'm not surprised. Now, people can't claim politics because guess what? Chris Bumstead winning first and then being coerced to do the Mr. Olympia, that would bring record attendance, record viewership. And I do think if Chris won, he says he wouldn't have. I think it would have been like, I'm doing the Olympia. I qualified. But he didn't win. So I look at it this way. Martin was a better bodybuilder that day. Outright bars are back in stock in our top-selling flavors, including the all-time bestseller, Cookies and Cream. Go to tigerfitness.com now. Stock up on outright bars because whoever you are, whatever you do, the outright bar is perfect for you. Go to tigerfitness.com now. However, give Chris a year, bulk up, get huge. But here's the question. If Chris gets unlimited bigger, does he sacrifice some of his shape, some of his symmetry? Something you need to ask yourself. That's something I don't see anybody talking about. So I am not surprised that Martin won. I am a little bit surprised that he won by that much. Like, look at the scorecards. Martin destroyed that shit. Like, he did great. But man, Bumstead placed top 2 at a tough open bodybuilding competition after dominating Classic Physique. This is the first time on stage I've seen Chris Bumstead defeated handedly. Like, it wasn't even close, in my opinion, on back shots. Back shots weren't close. Side shots weren't close. When you got to the front double by, when you got to the hell lat spread, when you got to the front stuff, that's where Chris won visually to the layman because he has that perfect shape. So even though he was giving up all that size, till you turned sideways and you saw that thickness between the chest and the back, and they hit that. And Chris looked amazing, but you put him next to a muscle mass monster like a Martin Fitzwater, and you're just gonna see what you saw. So Chris Bumstead was great. He would have probably placed top 5 at Mr. Olympia. Think about that in the open. So there is a difference between divisions. It's awesome that we have that difference where a guy like Chris Bumstead can crush it in the Classic Physique, but now we know there is a difference. And bodybuilders are just big, gnarly, grainy freaks. Classic Physique is much prettier to the eye, and they probably get more ladies. But anyway, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. I thought it was friggin' great to see those guys battle. They're both awesome dudes. I love them both. Wish them both the best. And I want to know what you think, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell. Remember, these shirts are available at Tiger Fitness. Use coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, coupon code M-A-H-A, MAHA, to get 10% off the entire site, including this shirt, outright bars, MTS Whey, Crea Pure Creatine from MTS Nutrition, Ambrosia Nectar, whatever you want is 10% off. Coupon code MAHA. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Marc Lobliner, because crossing over and kicking ass in a whole new division, that's not a game. Fish oil is one of the staple supplements that you should take. Now, for me, I like to have a 2-to-1 EPA to DHA ratio. Now, DHA is awesome. A lot of cognitive benefits come from DHA, but if you get anti-inflammation and things that we go through as people who want to train, who want to be active, want to feel great, you want slightly more EPA. That's why I created MTS Nutrition Fish Oil. Now, this is a 2-to-1 EPA to DHA ratio. It is fantastic, and it has citrus, so it's not going to give you the fishy burps. And the way we make it, it's not going to be rancid. That's one thing you got to fear. A lot of these fish oils, they can go rancid and actually be more bad than they are good. But we actually don't have that problem with MTS Nutrition Fish Oil. The dosing I recommend will be above label. Label, we just take 1 soft gel or as directed by a fitness professional or a medical professional. But for me, I like to take 3 grams of total EPA and DHA a day combined. So with that said, I take 5 MTS Nutrition Fish Oil a day. Now, I love my brand. I recommend it. It's a tremendous value. Available right now at tigerfitness.com. If you want a great fish oil, if you want to support a company who loves you, support a company who doesn't hate you, support a company with the best customer service and people, American family-owned company, MTS Nutrition, tigerfitness.com. Get your fish oil today.